I finished the book. I'm making this video a couple days later. Got my notes. Part 2. I realized when I was doing my notes for part 1, I did not write where the pants were going. So there's the sister of the traveling pants. They got these pants. They can all fit. They're all going away for the summer. The pants are going to follow each of them. Pants start with Carmen. She traded them off to Lena, who went to Greece. I started there. I should have been saying that, but I wrote it down this time, so you guys will know what the pants are. I have so many notes, oh my god. Why? The pants are with Tibby. I found out, but did not put in the last part. Bridget's mom, unfortunately, did pass away about 4 years ago. I found that out where she was talking to Eric, and I did not put that in my notes, but I am letting you guys know that Bridget does have a backstory, and it is that her mother, unfortunately, did pass away. The last thing I said on part 1 was that Tibby and Bailey were interviewing someone at the arcade restaurant. Now we're back with Lena. I put, Lena still feels bad. She hasn't told her grandparents what happened between her and Gustav. So it's making her feel like that she needs to take in this trip. She needs to hang out with her grandparents, go have fun, not be alone. She's been walking around trying to bump into Gustav. It hasn't been happening. There's really been no luck with that. But I know she feels bad and guilty. Should have told them, Lena. Tibby has the pants now. Eric called Bridget immature. I agree. She's 15. He's 19. Those ages just don't sound right, you know? Tibby spoke to Tucker, which is her love interest. He's not interest. He's really not in the book as much. He's pops in and out, but she talked to him. Bridget snuck into Eric's cabin. She snuck into his cabin. He was barely awake when he came out. When he saw her and came out, he was like, huh? And they were touchy. They were feely up all over each other. And Eric snapped right back into it. He was like, we cannot do this. He said words like, I don't know if I am able to handle it. And my girl Bridget took it as an invitation. I'll tell you that. And I don't blame her. Saying I don't think I can handle myself. That's not you telling me to back up. That's you saying you can't handle yourself around me. And she's probably like, oh, it likes me. I put she's young and like the doctor said, single-minded, achieving her goals, and single-minded to the point of recklessness. I guess that's what her doctor said about her. That is what her doctor said. I remember reading that. Yeah. I guess I'm just be reading and just like right now I feel. I guess this makes sense. And this is where Bailey asked Tibby. Oh, Tibby asked Bailey, what are you scared of? Goosebumps. I had goosebumps because the answer, I was like, whew. The answer was, I'm afraid of time. And she meant not having enough time to see the full picture, aka the full movie. You know, you're watching a movie, it cuts off, you don't see the full thing. She doesn't have enough time. She has leukemia. She's afraid that she's not gonna, you know? Oh, and it just gave me goosebumps, and it was just so real. It hit me in the chest a bit. I was like, she's so honest, and for a young girl, it's just, she's 12, right? She's 12, and I'm just like, ooh, girl. Lena really needs to spit it out, okay? I know she's young, but girl, you're ruining people's lives. Flip the page. Carmen has the pants. I wrote I don't like Lydia. Because there's a lot of reasons, but I don't like, now that I finished the book, there's really no reason I should hate Lydia. I think just reading it, I like Carmen, and I'm just like, ugh, you know, the whole family, but honestly, after reading it, they're chill. It's just when you're reading it from the perspective of a 15-year-old girl, you're just like, I get you, girl. I get it. Her dad is just not very aware, or he's playing unaware, and I just don't like that. And the dinner scene. Maybe her dad didn't see her walk out. Maybe he did. Maybe he's just dumb. But you know she's in town to see you and be with you. You should know that. You should know that she was not at the table when you were down there with dinner, holding your friends with the other people. I'm sorry, your other family. And giving grace. Not going to think, where's my daughter? I'm holding hands at dinner. You know your daughter is here visiting, and you're not looking for her. You know? You're not going, hey, Carmen. Maybe he didn't see her walk out the door. But she ate when she threw that rock. She was like, oh! And then she got on the train and went home. Maybe I'm jumping, but she got on the train and went home, okay? She was like, I'm out of here. I'm done with you, Dad. Back home. Clock that. These 15-year-olds are crazy. Oh, I wrote I hate Al. Maybe I'm doing too much, but come on, Al. Come on, Al. Fast forward to Lena. She's walking through the town, waiting to see you guys know. Trying to follow his path, run into him. It's not really working out. He finally does pass him, though. He just walked right by her. I know she just feels guilty. And I still can't find a way to tell her grandparents. I think at this point I was like, oh, Lena. All my emotions are coming back. Carmen, I kind of jumped because I did bring up how Carmen threw the rock already, but she goes down to the lake and she speaks to God, going back and forth with good and bad Carmen before hopping on a goddamn bus all the way back to Washington, D.C. I honestly couldn't believe it. I jumped ahead, but like, yeah, I was like, girl. They be switching stories, so sometimes I'll get a cut and then it'll cut to Lena and I'll be like, oh, what's happening with Carmen? And then I'll go back and I'll be like, I love how she wrote this book. I really do. I think it's really cute. Yeah, and I wrote, where you at, Al? Bro, where are you, Dad? You didn't notice your daughter left? You weren't looking for her. He didn't even go looking for her. That's why the rock got thrown, bro. He wasn't even looking. Anyways, man, I can go on. Bridget is determined to get Eric. And I mean this girl is coming with a plan to have relations with him. Bridget. She wants to relax, girl. I was like, Bridget, relax. You are young. She wants to hook up now. Bridget has her pants, and when she gets, she instantly puts them on, shows them off, and tries to play a soccer game. And she won her first game, a little jamboree. And her and Eric shared a look on the field because she was playing so good, unwillingly. Oh, and she had to play goalie unwillingly. That's what I meant. She was playing good, playing too much. She had the ball too much. Coach was like, "Oh, give it the back, girl." She made a goalie. It's just like, you know, let her reach her potential. But I totally understand. We're working as a team, not by yourself. But I digress. That has nothing to do with the book. Carmen made it home and bursted into crying in Tibby's room. Tibby was not responding to Carmen the way she wanted to. Tibby's been having her own life, you know, her own things going on. It made Carmen feel she wasn't taking her side, and it was making her angry. From the sounds of it, that's usually how Tibby is, taking Carmen's side. So it was weird to see her like this, and kind of made me confused, but at the same time, Tibby has been hanging around Bailey, a girl who has leukemia, so like, there are worse things. So I understand, but I get Carmen, so she just wanted to be heard, and I get that too. I get everybody. I get it all. They just want to, you know, by her friend. She just want to be heard by her friend, and not questioned, and not, you know. But I digress. Yeah. We went on a walk to her private lake, so she could play and relax and just enjoy the water increase. And that's when she heard a splash, and she realized that Gustav, our man, was in the lake splashing around, not fully dressed, similar to her moment, and she had a realization. He's not a creep. Lena, no, this is his spot. He's from here. Who knows how long? Because he's from New York, I'm pretty sure. She was at this point, she's like, I gotta tell my grandparents. She's like, I gotta tell my grandparents. I gotta let them know about the encounter. Bridget and Eric meet up. I had to read this twice because I was like, what? They met up a second time. From what I read in the book, they had a sexual encounter with one another. What it sounded like, leaving her feeling very depressed. Now, this was a different side of Bridget. Very depressed, guilty, and regretful. She wasn't eating. She wasn't going outside. And everyone at the camp was pretty worried about her. They bring her food. She'd leave it in there. And Bridget ate. She used to eat. She had ADHD, you could say. She was running around, moving around. She ate. She had fun. She was an active girl. So seeing her depressed, sad, in bed, not getting out, it was very worrisome for the camp people. I was worried too. I was like, what's wrong? Oh my God. That's why I had to go back and reread what happened, because I was like, did I miss something? And I did. 19-year-old boy. That's what happened. Back to Carmen. Carmen is sending her dad money for the broken window shade, which I was like, you're such a good kid. I would have been like, you don't want to know what I was doing. Lena's concerned for Bridget because they send letters back. Oh my God, this is another thing I just forgot. They send each other letters back and forth, and in the book you can see the letters within chapters. It's very cute. But Lena's very worried about Bridget. Bridget finally came out of the cabin to write a letter to Carmen she was sitting with the pants. And Eric was there to meet her. And he was asking how she was. She's not good. And he did not make her feel any better. He apologized for that night before, which she did not like at all because, well, yeah. Carmen has the pants now. Bridget sent them. This is where Tibby and Bailey interview Carmen. I like the scene. I was like, whew. I like the scene. I like this book, this part of the book, although I can't wait to see it in the movie. Bailey began the interview with Carmen, began clocking her tea on what happened in Carolina with their dad and his new family. Carmen became overwhelmed with the interview and began crying, and Bailey and Tilly comforted her. Very cute. I was so scared reading this part because in this moment, this is where Tibby got off her shift at Wildman's, and normally Bailey is there waiting for her, but she wasn't. She went to her house, she wasn't there. She went back to Wildman's, she wasn't there. She went back to her house, and this is where her neighbor was like, are you looking for Bailey? And she let Tibby know that she was in the hospital. I was scared. Heart was like, oh my God. Tibby made it to the hospital where she met Bailey's mom. She let her know that things are not going well, and they've done everything that they can, and they're scared, and they're just not sure what's going to be next. Let her know that the last 2 months have been the most special times of her life. Like, Tibby has changed Bailey's life. Same, vice versa. And then that's when Tibby leaves, because I think it's too much for her. Understandable. I get that. I was heartbroken, guys. I would not lie. And the next day, Tibby didn't go to work, and she was at home. Oh my God. And she realized Mimi, which is her pet guinea pig, was not moving. And unfortunately, it passed away. And so she decided to put the guinea pig in her brown paper bag and throw it in the back of the freezer, because I guess out of sight, out of mind. You know, she didn't have to think about it, which understandable, honestly. Tibby, like Bridget, is sad in her bed, not wanting to move, not wanting to leave. Bailey finally calls, leaves the hospital number. I wrote Bailey is alive. Oh my God, I was stressing, guys. I was stressing, and I finished the book. So anyway, Bridget is out of fuel. She's not feeling her best. She's losing weight, and her team wants her to play at her full potential, but she cannot. And after the whole summer of them putting her in goalie and telling her to relax, she didn't care anymore. Respect, because what do you mean you want her to push now, but all the time it's back up, Bridget, just calm down. No, picky choosy type of stuff. Sorry, I get it. I was like, what? Now you don't want her to play? Obviously, she's depressed now. I wrote they should have appreciated her when she was high-spirited in the game, but Bailey's mom calls Tibby again, asking her to please come to the hospital, call back, because Bailey wants to hear from her. But I think since the last conversation, she's not. No. I think Tibby's very scared of death. And ever since Mimi, I don't think, she's up for it. And she locked herself in her room for a while, just watching Jay Leno eating a bunch of, well, she was eating, she just wasn't getting up and throwing the stuff away. She was like going out of her room, which is very sad when you think about it, because Timmy's going through a lot. Next on to Carmen. Carmen calls her dad and thanks her for the money, letting him know how she feels. Like I said before, he should have let her know. He should have handled the situation better with the new family. It's so messed up. He just surprised her like that. She's young and she's confused, and she misses her dad. Genuine love. Like, she wanted genuine love when she got down there. She got confusion and disappointment and just surrounded by a bunch of, I don't know, new people. I would totally understand. I don't know these people. I'm sure they're great, but I don't know them. You're not making me feel like I should be a part, and I get that. At the end of that phone call, I think that she forgives him, and they were both crying, which she can forgive him, but I am not liking Al still. I don't feel like, never mind, I'll talk about that later. Carmen goes to Tibby's house, where she is, and she's still laying in her bed watching Oprah. She asks Carmen to leave. Carmen does leave, but she does come back about an hour later, forcing Tibby to get up and go see Bailey in the hospital. Carmen even brought the magic pants. She left him. Tibby has the magic pants. They were sitting on her legs, weighing her down, speaking to her, telling her to go see Bailey. And my dog got like can't stop her. So Bailey got on her bike at midnight and rode straight to the hospital to go see Bailey, where she snuck into the room. She skipped visitation hours and she went straight up to that room. She snuck up there. I know that's right. And when she got up to the room and saw Bailey, she looked small. And she grabbed her arm and sat on the bed with her and put her hands to her chest, and they fell asleep together. Now we are back with Lena. Lena seems like her family's having a party. Kostov is there, enjoying his time, dancing with the grandmas, laughing, having a good time. And at no point was he paying attention to Lena. Lena saw him in a new light that time, though. But she was very depressed, and she cried, and she was sad, and she had a moment where she realized that she was just like her grandfather. The next morning, though, her sister found her painting of Kostov, which is really funny. And she told her to be brave. Go be brave, Lena. Go let this man know. This boy know. Carmen meets Tibby in the hospital lobby and requests the pants back. I know that's right. This part, though. Carmen wakes up the next morning. She hops on a flight to Charleston. I could never do this at 16, 17, 15. Never. What? She hops on a flight to Charleston to go see her dad at the wedding. She's in the background analyzing the wedding until she met her father's gaze. Back to Bridget. Bridget finally leaves the cabin to go eat dinner with her campers. And after that, Eric pops up. After looking at this talk, they have closure. Well, Eric has closure. Slightly. Bridget finally admits that she's 16, not 17. Eric says something along the lines of that she is sexy, and he thinks about the night that they shared together. Every time he sees her, and he cannot be seeing her in that way. Which, yeah, man, she's 15. It basically tells her to not wait for her, and when she's older, she's going to be a huge superstar, and there's going to be loads of guys who's going to want her, and she can wait if she wants, but by that chance, she's probably not going to want him. Making himself feel better, I guess. I don't really know. Trying to make her feel better. I don't know. Men. And after I read that back and I realized they had sex, I was like, oh boy. He's weird. He's weird. Because like I told you guys, I read it and I had to go back to make sure that they did have sex. And I was like, oh, 15 or 16, bro. Like, it's... I don't want to talk about that. That's for another video. Carmen said accepted her with open arms. They took nice family photos. They enjoyed the wedding, and she did it all in her pants, her magic pants. Very cute. And no one seemed to care that she was wearing pants. And she shared a dance with her stepbrother, Paul, who actually turned out to be the coolest one out of the bunch. Cameron shared a dance with her father. He expressed that he was going to be honest with her at all times from now on. Thank you, Al. I literally wrote, thank you, Al, with the face like, oh, now you're going to be honest to your daughter. Like, I'm not a parent. Anyway, Phoebe goes back to work the next day. Her coworker brings up Bailey, which causes her to run back and cry. Her crush shows up to console her, but she's not having it. She declined the coffee. She couldn't remember why she liked him. I can't either, girl. But I think she just had Bailey on her mind. Oh my dog, you do a thing. Carmen sent Lena the pants, so Lena has the pants now. The pants arrive in Greece, and Lena put them on to feel confident and sexy and go talk to Kostov. Brave girl. I know that's right. So she set off to go find him at his job. And when she does, they meet each other's gates and say hi. It's very cute. She was nervous. What happened after that? Because my notes end after that. After that, they did share a kiss. Really adorable. Trip to Greece ends. And then Lena and her sister fly back to where they're from. But instead of going all the way home, Lena gets off the plane, jumps on another plane to go to California, where she meets Bridget to go help her friend Bridget. Because Bridget is going through something right now. And they sit in the sand and they talk. And Bridget tells Lena, she tells her something, because I don't have a book right now and I read it. She tells Lena basically on the lines that she's feeling much better now. And she's with her friend. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the book. And I really liked it. There's another book. There's like 3 more books. I know I'm putting there. There's 3 more books. I can't wait to read them. One of my things that I really liked about the book was that they sent letters back and forth. I really like that in between each chapter, there are like little quotes, like from my Angela, or like a bumper sticker, or etc., or like quotes from Anonymous or something like that. It was like really, really cute. I love reading those. I think I mentioned that I love the fact that it's Lena, Bridget, Tibby, and they go back and forth. So you're like waiting to hear what happens to Bridget. Then you're like waiting what happens to Lena. And it's just like, I was like, let me know. And I still want to know. I'm about to watch the movie next though. You know, the people don't want to hear that. Maybe they do. I don't know. But yeah, I finished the book. It was a lot. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, guys. Bailey died. Aww. Yeah, Bailey passes away. I don't know that I stopped writing notes in the end because I was just reading, like just trying to get it through because I wanted to know. And unfortunately, Bailey passes away, and Tibby does go to her grave, and she takes the bag of Mimi out of the freezer, and she buries Mimi with Bailey, which is very cute. And yeah, I can't believe I almost forgot to mention that. Oh my god. I will say Carmen is my favorite, but I did really enjoy reading Tibby and Bailey's interactions, you know, and just how they were together, and it was so cute. They're both, I loved it. It was really good book. Can't wait for the second book. I will do better with my note taking, and I will be doing better with everything and like all of this. I love the book. I'm really happy I'm reading this series. I think you guys should too. Anna, you did do your big one, girl. You did. Talk it. Next time I'll be better with my notes. I don't think you guys really care anyway, but it was a really good book. I definitely recommend it. It was really sad. It was sad. It was funny. It was everything a girl needs, actually. Like, subscribe, share, do all these things, because I'm going to try to do all these things. Come on, Naima, you got it, girl.